Hi. So
Good
my guest is
afternoon.
here. Round of applause for my guest, everybody. Press the ask button. He has connected. Nice to
Yeah,
meet
good
you.
afternoon. Yeah,
Good
nice to meet you,
afternoon.
sir. Good afternoon. Yeah.
My guest today is Martins Oladapo. He's an actor and a voiceover artist. I'll
Yeah.
allow him to introduce himself briefly, and then
Okay.
we dive right into the question session.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening, should I say? Yeah, good evening. It's 4 p.m. Yeah. Good evening. My name is Martins Oladapo Akibogun. I'm a voiceover artist, an artist, media consultant.
He's a
Okay,
media consultant.
that's
Okay,
right.
so should I assume that you've been consulting in the media sector before coming into the movie industry?
Yeah,
And for
that's
how
my,
long would
that's,
that be?
yeah, well, I started 2000 and, should I say, seven, eight.
May
Yes.
I ask what exactly is your background? Is it
My
mass
background,
communication? Is it theater arts
yeah, my
or public
background,
relations? What? Yes.
my background is a little bit cunning. Well, let me start this way. I went for mass communication at
Okay.
Olabisi Banjo University,
Hmm.
100, and then, so 100, 200, I got carried away making money. And
Okay.
when I went back to school, was Grace Polytechnic where I went for business administration. And
Okay.
mind you, all of this were not full time at school.
Okay.
I never for once went to school full time.
So if I heard you correctly, you actually
Yeah.
finished as a business administrator, right?
Administrator, that's right.
Awesome, awesome. So my next question will be, when did you actually start acting?
When I started acting was 2015, precisely. And it
And
was,
how did you get your role?
well, it's a very, let me tell you how it all started. Um, one day, one evening, I was just going to get something for my kids at an eatery. And when I got there, a guy walked up to me. His name is, I used to call him Awere. And I worked with him 2 years ago. Before that time, 2 years ago, I did the voice animation for a voice animation project with him. So he walked to me and said, "Hey, how are you? How's everything?" I said, "Fine." He said, "I want you to lead a soap for me." I was like, "Ogben Kilo Sele, mi ò mọ bóyá act o, mi ò act rí." And I was like, "You can do it. You have everything it takes." My wife was right beside me. That was right beside me that day, and I was like, "Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tó ń sọ ṣá, ó ní kí wọ́n act." My wife said, "Go on, give it a try. Let's see how it goes." Ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá rèé o. That was exactly what I said that day, and I went back to the guy. I said, "Ó fẹ́ kí wọ́n máa act àbí? Ṣé owó wà ń bẹ̀?" That was my first question. I said, "Ṣé owó wà ń bẹ̀? Is money? Are you going to give me money?" He said, "Don't worry, let's just start first." And he said we should hook up the other day. We should meet the other day. This the second day. Was it the second or third day? I think the second or third day. And I went there. He said, "We need to rehearse for like a week." I went to that rehearsal once, just once. It was on a Saturday, and I went once. And during that rehearsal, they have all these I don't where I'm perform that they have about four of them. And they said, "See this guy, look at this guy." And that was how it all started. And the following week, believe me, we were acting. I was the lead. It was in that soap that we were shooting that I got three other people who got my number to come and partake in the show. And I tell you, as I was partaking in this, I got contact. As I was partaking in this, I got contact. As I was partaking in the other one, I keep getting contact. Hey, you can do it. You can do it. We're going to work together. We got to work together.
So let's go over to being a voiceover artist. How
Okay.
did you develop that skill, or how did that come to you as an interest?
Wow. A long story too. But I'm just going to cut it short. because of time. Way back 2001, 2, yeah, I started working with a communication outfit, Diamond Communication Network. And here, my boss there was a presenter of a program on OGTV, Oguse Television, which I was a co-anchor then. The title of the program was Quality Trademark, sponsored by Century Products. Anytime my boss goes to the studio to record a jingle for this Century product, I keep looking like this. And after the recording, I'll be like, this can be better now. It can sound better. You know, this can sound better. Century for quality eligible product. You know, the song and the sound, the payoff, most especially. Let me tell you, it's seriously the payoff that I started with. Like, quality at its best. Quality at its something like that. So I kept miming, I kept saying it all over again, I kept doing it. And at that time, I fell in love with radio. All my day spent listening to radio that time. Ray Power, precisely. All this Ray Power, 100.5.
I know Ray Power.
All this kind of thing. So anytime I listen to that thing, I'll say it again. I keep saying it. Like, Ray Power 100.5 FM. All those sort of things. So anytime I listen, I hear at that time a very good voice. I repeat it. I keep repeating it. So I developed passion. I developed interest. And since that time, I started.
Let me go to, it might sound a little biased now, but let me go to the way trailers are being produced.
Yes.
For Nollywood movies.
Okay.
I'm a bit biased now because I know do you do Yoruba too, or just do you use your voiceover for English? Is it just for English narrations, or you do Yoruba as well?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay. So now you'll be a perfect person to answer that question. So let me ask my question.
I do Yoruba, I do English, yeah.
So there's actually a script, right? There's always a script for that.
For that, yes.
Okay.
There's always
so why is it there are some trailers that sometimes it sounds like the person talking is sitting on hot coal, or and there are some that you hear and you actually look forward to watching the movie. Because the way it's the voice of the person talking, the voiceover artist, the delivery makes you want to see the movie. Whereas when that person sitting on hot coal is giving his own delivery, you are not watching that movie. Your ears, your concentration is on what that person is saying, and you're like, this sounds horrible. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, what I have to say is, I met it when I got to the industry. You know, and
that is why I'm doing challenging the status quo. Why?
Yeah,
I want it to change.
Yeah, you can change, but mind you, you cannot say because you know the right thing to do. You want to go there and tell everybody, say, listen, this is how this thing should be done. You are not doing it the right way. You know what you just did by that? You just pressed the self-destruct button. The only way you can do, the only thing you can do is go there with your own style. If they like it, they'll come along. So that was exactly what I did. But I looked at it and I said, okay, mine is not going to be this way. If you have looked at some of my jingle promo for movies, actually, I tried to code mix. The Yoruba is there, the English is there, perfectly put together. So I try as much as possible not to follow the crowd. That's my own way.
Yeah, let me go to my next question. So the voice is a gift, but then you're using it as a skill. What ways are you actually training that voice and training yourself, you know, to keep getting more significant? in that field?
To get getting significant. You said the voice is a gift. Everybody has that gift. Before, you know, it's just voice no telling on now. This is the voice I used before. Your voice. But I keep telling those who want to learn, who want to know things, who want to learn to do what I do, that listen. But I keep telling them that this voice, everybody has the gift. Like I'm a registered voiceover artist in Nigeria, which Avoa Nigeria, and we have the payoff there saying we all have voices, but some sell. You know, what things am I doing? Like I
have
said,
you done or that you're doing? Brushing up your English, yes. But are there like trainings or something that you've
yeah, there are training, but I will be very, very honest with you. I train myself. That doesn't mean there are in places where you can go for training. For instance, if you are an upcoming voiceover artist, there's a place where you can go, like the FRC and training school. They're going to train you to brush up your English.
For that answer. Now let's go to your movie, Revolt. Is it available now to be seen?
I know you.
Is it your first movie you produced? Is it your first movie?
Yes. Motilola said something one day. She said...
Okay, I'm listening.
She said, there's a large pool to select from. She didn't use that word, but I'm going to put it that way. She said there's a large pool of actors around the world to choose from for all these producers and directors or whatever. But to get known, you have to be able to do your own. I've been acting for the past 5 years, but no big director has called me or has done anything like that. So I really wanted to show the world. Let me put it that way. I really wanted to show the world what I can do. And Revolt is going to be showing on the Wakati.
Is there any other question? I don't see any other question. Anyway, let's just wrap up since we are done. Okay. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on this series. And thank you for shedding light on those areas that personally for me, you know, infuriates me when I'm watching some movies or when I'm watching some trailers and so on and so forth. But I'll just keep it simple. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.